Erasmus colleagues. Here we are this afternoon to make our puppet out of glue and newspapers. So let's see what type of materials we are going to use. Mainly are reusable ones, as you will see, starting with the newspaper, the paper glue, felt we are going to use to make the hands. This bottle, when we work though with children, we are going to use a plastic one, acrylic paints, a pair of stockings, this wool thread, this paper tape roll, this paper roll, a broomstick, a string, a cotton, this glue. So we need the glue gun as well as some material in order to make the cloth of our puppet. So we start with the instructions of how to make a papier-mâché puppet. I will divide this workshop into 5 sections. I start with this paper roll and I cut it alongside, and then I attach it on the neck of the bottle this way. In order to stabilize it, I will use some paper tape and on top of this I will start building my puppet. I have to stabilize it because otherwise if the neck is not, if it's not stable, then I will have an accident later on and it's not worth. So this is how I make it. You can use also any other tape, of course, but the paper one is cheap and quite practical. Next step is to cut this end of the stocking in order to fill it with some cotton and make a sphere which will be our head. So I have it ready and then I use this cotton, I make a sphere shape and I fill my stocking. So obviously this is going to be the head of the puppet. You need to give the shape. So if we are ready, then what we do is to pass it on this paper roll. Now it's a very critical moment and you will see why. Now I use this string in order to tie up the neck. It is a very critical moment for our puppet because, as I said, it has to be stabilized. Otherwise, if the neck is not well tied, then our head is going to move. So I keep these length from this side and then I start tidying up from the top to the bottom, quite hard. This will be around 5 centimeters long. Next step is to use our newspaper, cutting it alongside, and then we cut it into pieces like this, let's say this size. So we are going to cover our head. Okay, my paper glue with some water, not too much, and then I stir it. And I start dipping the small papers inside, maybe some more. It's like cooking. And once they are soaked, make sure you are wearing an old shirt or an apron, otherwise this glue is quite cheeky. I start placing it on the sphere, on the head, but as you see, I press it a little bit. This size is okay for this side of the head. If you have a bigger one, bigger head, then you can make bigger size. But for the children, it's the best size. So I cover it all over until the end of the neck. Now we have reached the most critical point that we have to remember every time we do our layers. I forgot to tell you something important. We need to do 6 layers. Okay, so we are going to cover the neck and part of the head, as you can see. So this small paper has to be divided this way. So we cover part of the neck and part of the head. This will allow us to have a more stabilized, will give us the chance to have a more stabilized neck and head. But every time we do our layer, we shouldn't forget this point. It's very, very important. And we cover it until this. You will observe during our video that we are using different models, puppet models, but this is because we want to facilitate the video and to short the time. So now I have to tell you that every time we finish with a layer, we have to leave it aside to dry up, and then we carry on with the next layer. Depends on the season. If it's summer, as you can see, it's much easier. In the winter, you need much more time. Better leave it outside somewhere in the room instead of leaving it close to a heater. It's better to dry up normally than to let's say speed it up. So now I'm going to use to show you how to make the features and a ring, which is very important for the puppet. Starting with the, let's say, nose, we have already some mashed paper, and depending on the size, we make something like this, and we stick it on the puppet. Now we are on the second layer. We have already done a second layer, and we stick a nose on our puppet, and we can also do some eyebrows, basic features for the doll. Okay. It's quite messy, but this is how we have to make it. Let's say this way. So we have two basic features already, and maybe we can make a small mouth as well. This is the easiest way for the kids and for us as well. Here we are. Another basic thing is to make a ring around our neck. So by using glue again, and we need a long paper. We twist it a little bit, and we put it around the neck. This is obviously made to stop the cloth slipping from the neck. So, and then once we carry on with the following layers, we also stick newspaper here, and it becomes bigger and bigger. Now we have reached the sixth layer, so we are going to paint all the head and the neck with an acrylic color on the skin color. Now we are going to paint the eyebrows and the eye of one side. But now I can also suggest you maybe, that the eyebrows can be also done with wool thread. But if you want to make it faster, you better use paint, acrylic paint. So now we're going to make the eye. You have to find the center of the puppet, somewhere there. As in the ancient Greek theater, the eyes and all the features were quite big in order to be seen from the people. Now you will see the outcome of our painting face. Here are the eyes and the eyebrows and the lips. Next step is to glue the wool thread, the hair of the puppet. So we put some glue starting from this point of the head, and then we carry on to the next step, next step, next step. So now I, let's say, plied this way, and I press it, and then next one next to this, and the next one, and the next one. This is a sample of how we make the hair. The same applies for the moustache and the barb of the puppet, in case you want to make it out of wool thread. So this is a way. Here is the outcome, as we have stick all the wool thread, and you can see the layers here up to the top. And once you have finished, you can cut the length according to what you want. Here there is a moustache and the barb. Now I detach the doll from the bottle, and I cut these leftovers all around. Here we are. Now I take out the paper roll, and then I start taking out the cotton, which is inside, and it will, at the end, will be an empty head. And now we take out the string, and that's it. Now I want to place the broomstick in the neck, but as the hole is quite wide, I filled it with some felt, and then I glue it with the glue stick, with the silicone glue, sorry. And now I'm going to put some silicone glue on the wood, on the broomstick, all over the broomstick. And I make sure it's stable. Now we are going to dress up our puppet with a tunic. He's supposed to be an ancient Greek man, actually Daedalus, who is going to play in our puppet theater in June. So I need a cloth size 40 centimeters by 80 centimeters, and I plied these. So I have the back and the front, and I cut it in the middle. There is where I'm going to pass the neck and stick it with a glue or sew it. For the purpose of our video, I'm just going to glue it now to make it faster. Just want to put some glue all around, as you can see at this point. So I'm going to make sure that it's I'm not going to sleep her. I'm not going to sleep. So he's okay at the moment. As I said in the beginning, we need some felt. And the purpose of this felt is to make the hands of the puppet. So I have cut this shape, 4 pieces of this shape to make the hands. What we have to do next is to glue the pieces, to stick them together with glue gun, the easiest and fastest way. Now we fill the hand with some cotton and then we cut again one of these paper rolls and make it smaller diameter. And we stick it again in the felt hand. Oops. Okay. That's okay. One head is already stuck on the cloth, and the other, this one, is going to be stuck as well. So if we want to use one hand, we have already this toilet roll, paper roll, and we can move the hand. The same we can do for the second hand as well. For the purpose of our video, we are going to stick the sides of the tunic with the glue gun. Otherwise, you could always sew it, but this is more practical, especially in the schools. And once we've done that, we are at the end of making a puppet. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you good luck, and let's see how it works. So, hi guys, shall I tell you something? It's a big secret. I just arrived in this life and it's wonderful. I tell you, it's wonderful, but I am looking forward to see you soon. Very, 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 very soon. Yeah, bye, bye.